right, happy Wednesday. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is at the top of this page, this is lesson 2.3. If you noticed, there is a mystery 2.2. It does not exist anymore. We actually combined some lessons and added a few new things in, and we forgot to rename them. So there is no 2.2, in case you're wondering. You don't have something. There is no 2.2, and actually I want to call this one 2.3a, and then tomorrow, this page right here doesn't have a number, but that's going to be 2.3b. So if you want to put that on tomorrow, that's what our lesson will be about. And that's the last video for the week. Okay, so 2.2 is no, we don't have a 2.2. So we're going to move on to 2.3a, which is multi-step inequalities. So you need to solve this the same exact way you would solve an equation, multi-step equation, by getting the variable or the x by itself, looking for parentheses and distributing, looking for like terms. The only difference is this guy. This is not an equal sign like in our last unit, it's an inequality sign. And you just keep the inequality unless, remember from yesterday, only change your sign if you multiply or divide by a negative. That's the only time you need to flip your sign. Change or flip, okay, your sign. And this is the sign I'm talking about, not a positive or negative sign. So let's go ahead and look at number 1. I'm going to go ahead and draw my line here at the inequality just like we would for the equal sign. And I'm going to see here that we have parentheses. So I want to distribute this negative 6. We're going to multiply it times the 3 and the negative 1x. So negative 18 and the negative 6 times negative 1x is a positive 6x. So negative times a negative makes a positive. So positive 6x. So plus 6x is greater than or equal to negative 12. Okay? So now we need to get this x by itself. So we're going to take this negative 18 and zero that out. So by adding 18 to both sides. It zeroes it out here and over here. We're ended up with 6. So we have 6x is greater than or equal to 6. Then we just have one more step. We divide that 6 off the x. Now the x is by itself. And the x is greater than or equal to 1. Greater than or equal to 1. So if you're going to graph it, here's your 1, 2, 0, right? It's greater than or equal to, so we're going to fill it in at the 1, and it's greater than, so you're going to go, it's going to be shaded to the right. Okay, number 2. Draw my line here. I'm going to distribute this 2. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times negative 3 is a negative 6. Is greater than, all right, so here we have 3 minus this. There's no number right in front of it. So when there's not a number, it's that sneaky little 1, we have to put him in. He's trying to be invisible, but it's not working. So we're going to go ahead and just bring that 3 down, and then we're going to multiply this 1 times 8x and 9. So minus 8x, and then negative 1 times 9 is minus 9. All right, and then this side over here, we need to clean up a little bit. We have a positive 3 and a negative 9. It's going to leave us with negative 8x and then minus 6. We combine those. So we have greater than, and then over here is 8x minus 6. All right, now we can start moving things around. So I'm going to put my x's on the left side by adding 8x to both sides to zero this out. Okay. And then I'm going to add 6 to both sides to zero this 6 out so that the numbers are all on the right side. That becomes 0. Okay, so you're left with 16x is greater than 0. Then just divide by 16. And you get x is greater than 0. Because 0 divided by anything is 0. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, greater than is an open circle filled in to the right. Okay, let's look at example 3. Okay, right here we have one that's called a special case. So let's start working it out and you're going to see why. So we just have, this is EX3 by the way. This is not part of the question, it's just telling you what number it is. Okay, so we have 5x is greater than or equal to 5x plus 11. So we need to put all the x's on one side, so we're going to subtract 5x from here, from both sides. Well, that zeroes it out. Well, look over here. This also zeroes out because the 5x minus 5x is 0. So we just lost all of our 0x, right? We just lost all of our variables. We have no more variables. They all canceled out. So what we're left with here is 0, 0x, which is just 0, is greater than 11. So that would be your answer. Now look at this statement. Is this true? Is 0 greater than or equal to 11? No. 0 is smaller. It's less than 11. And it's not equal to 11. It's not the same. So this is what we call a false statement. And when you have a false statement, there are no solutions. There's no solutions that x could equal that would be greater than or equal to 11 in this equation. And the way we show that is a circle with a line through it on the graph. Okay? Okay? So this only happens when you lose your variable. Like when the x goes away. Okay? All right. Number 4. We want to make sure we put all of our x's on this side and all of our numbers on this side. So we're going to start by moving the x's. Oh, look what happens here. The same thing. Okay? We have 4x minus 4x is going to be 0. So you end up with 0 plus 3 is less than or equal to 5. There's no more variables. So now you just have to look and see what your answer is. So it's really just 3 is less than or equal to 5. It is a true statement this time because 3 is less than 5. So when it's a true statement, instead of over here when we put false, when it's a true statement, your second part to your answer, because if it's true or false, if all your variables disappear, then you have 2 answers. True or false is the first thing, and then it's either, if it's false, there's no solutions. If it's true, then that means that any real number, all real numbers could be an answer, right? So one way we show this in algebra is we make an R with an extra line through it, and that means all real numbers. So tomorrow in class, we're going to do number 5 and 6 for a warm-up. And those are going to both be special cases. So they're going to be like this one or this one. So be prepared for that tomorrow. But until then, have a great night.